guys, today I'm gonna explain you how to use StreamElements. So what can StreamElements do? You can have commands, timers, you can have your own tip link, and also you can have your loyalty system, which is great. Okay, so this is the site, this is StreamElements. First thing you want to do is log into the site, obviously, with your Twitch account that you're using to stream. If you're logged in, you see my dashboard, you click on that. So this first page is your dashboard, where you can see how many followers, subs, tips, and bits you got in this month. And also you can see what happened on your channel. And you will see that I had some followers anyway, without streaming. You can see them back here, but also if you missed the alert on stream, you can just go in here and look into your recent events to actually look up the name from the person who subbed or donated or followed or whatever you want, you know? So you would not miss out on a nice thank you. So the second tab on the left here is called Team Gallery. What does this actually do? Those are overlays for in your stream. So if you want your name and, well, I can like click on it and show you. You will have a webcam border and stuff like that. You can grab one of these, but the big but is that a lot of people will use these, although there are a lot of different ones. But a lot of people will use these, so you wouldn't be really unique. I recommend making one yourself or hiring somebody to do it if you want a unique overlay, which is awesome. I can recommend it to everybody, but if you don't have the money yet, or you don't have the skills yet, pick one of these so you would at least have something. Okay, then we are at my overlays. This is actually the page where things get pretty hard. So these are my overlays I'm using. The Overwatch I'm not really using. These are the ones I use. I have 4 different ones. Why is that, Trui? That's weird. Can you use 4 different ones? Yes, you can. Those are all in my stream. I don't actively use them all, but I have actually... They're just invisible on my stream right now. So this one, the first one, I used to have my followers alert, sub alerts, all alerts are on the first one. The second one, I have to display a little goal. Well, yeah, there's like a webcam border there under my webcam normally, where you can see the follower goal. This is actually where I have the follower goal on, and then I have like a separate chat and a separate bit jar. You can also do it in one. You can just add everything in one. But the thing is, if you have it in one, if you move it on your stream, you move everything at once. If you have it in different overlays, you can move them separately on your stream, which I really like, but that's up to you. So how do I actually make those alerts pop up? You click on create a blank overlay, because you're gonna need one. What is this game for? You don't really need to do that. Overlay name, I just call it YouTube right now. Just because I'm making this YouTube video and then I know that I can delete it afterwards. You can set the resolution, but you probably want it on 1080 because your screen is 1080. Submit. We will get them here. What you will do now is click on this thing that actually makes you edit it. And you will see this giant green box. So yeah, you can also scroll up and down here, but that's okay. This will be the link you have to use, so make sure you copy this and add it in OBS as a browser source to actually use it. First thing you want to do is get the alert. So you go to widget and add an alert box. This thing is the alert box. It looks a bit weird now. You can pop it in wherever you want on the stream. I personally like it underneath here and then in the middle, so you just put it like in the middle here and then it will pop up. You can also make this one smaller by positioning size. You can make the height and width be smaller, so the alert would only be in this down bottom part I have it in. You can also do it in the top part or in the side or maybe middle of the screen, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Then you have all these things here. Standard they all ticked. You will get a follower alert, a sub alert, tip alert, cheer alert, host alert, and rate alert. If you don't want any of these, just untick the box and they will not be there. To edit the follower alert, you just click on the cogwheel. Standard, it displays this shark you see here. And the name of the follow. This is the alert message. Is now following. So you should have this in the alert, but you can change this if you want. It's now part of the pact, or is now, I don't know, whatever you like for your stream. Is now a good guy, a cool boy. Think of something. This is how long the alert will be displayed. You should think about that. If you want it just short, you can make it shorter. If you want it to be like 20 seconds, it will take a long time, but well, that's up to you. So if you want this changed, if you want it gone, you just click on the X and it will be gone. Make sure you save afterwards, because if you don't save, it will not actually be gone. You can add an image here, set an image, it will then be that image. You can also have a GIF, I believe. Have a video there as well. This controls the volume of the video, and this controls the volume of the alert sound, which you also can change by pressing this and add your own sound. Make sure if you have a sound that the alert duration is at least as long as you want the sound to be displayed, because if the sound cuts out, that doesn't sound that great. This is how you will see it. Like this, the picture will be above and the text will under it. Picture on the left, text on the right, and this is through each other, so the text will be above the picture. Think about that. You can also use CSS. That's a bit more difficult. You can add variations, which means that you basically, the bot picks one of these every time somebody follows, and you will have a variation of alerts pop up instead of the same always. Also, you can have text to speech, but you can't really say something when you follow, so that's a bit weird. And text settings, which are very important. If you have the same text as everybody, it's a bit weird. So you can pick the font here, pick the color here. There's also the color of the name itself and the animation it does. Make sure you change that, really, because otherwise you're just gonna have the same as everybody else, and that's not cool. That's just not cool. Animation settings is how the animation of the text will go in, fade in down, fading up, it's automatically on. You can choose a lot of things, but that's just how it comes in, how it actually pops in like this. So now it fades down and then it fades up, fade out up, yeah. Like you see right now. The box will actually go up and down. You can also just fade in and fade out. Whatever you want, just whatever you want. It's pretty cool. Same with sub alerts. This is all the same, like I just explained. Although variation settings are more important here, because you can have a different variation if it is a gifted sub, and you can also have variations for, let's say, if somebody subs for 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. Because those are like sub patches, so you might want to consider making a different one there as well. The rest is the same. TTS settings are important here because you can actually leave a message when you sub, which means that you have to decide if you want that message to be set on the stream by a bot or not, and the volume and whose voice it's gonna be. You can add one of the voices, whatever you like. And then we go to tip alert. It actually works pretty much the same. You can set variations for amounts of money. That means that you can have a scary sound if somebody donates €6.66 or $6.66, whatever you want. Have a scary picture there. Your favorite song at $10 or something like that. You can do like this with the variations. Cheer alerts work the same again, but there's automatically variations set on certain bits, and 1 bit, 100 bit, 1000 bit, 5000 bit, and 10,000 bits. which means that if somebody donates 1k bits, that this one will be used. So if you don't want that, if you want your own one to be used, you have to delete those. Or you have to change this one like you want it. Basically, because that's a common mistake. Same with host and rate alerts, kind of works the same. This is all the same variation settings you can do for like X amount of raters or hosts that come in, you know? If it's a use host that you have a music instead of just an alert, you know, you can do that. So that's basically the alert box. There are a ton of more widgets. You can have Kappagen, which is really popular just by adding it, you know, and then the Kappagen box will be here. This kind of speaks for itself. You can adjust the size again here. So make sure it fills up the whole screen if you want that. If you don't want it, just let it be this little box. Store redemptions, if you have a loyalty system that I'm gonna explain in a moment, you want store redemptions to be a thing, because then people can buy something with your currency. Add one of these and it will be the same as alerts, so you can set them up like the alerts are, but then with the store items. Next thing is a Twitch chat. You can add a Twitch chat, it will look like this. You can ignore usernames. I would recommend ignoring your bot so your bot wouldn't just be in there. Because that looks so odd if your bot's just saying things in here. Same position and size, text settings, animation settings, how do the text pop in, stuff like that. It's kind of the same, but this kind of works the same the whole time, you know. Tip goal, follower goal. You can add a follower goal. Will look like this. You can change the bars, the colors, the date it ends on. Then you have recent subscriber, total subscriber, subscriber count. You can maybe sneaky with this because you have the same for follower. What I have, my follower goal, I didn't want that bar. So what I did is I added my follower count. So it looked like this. Session follower count. What I did is I adjusted the text, I deleted this. So I have the count, and I did the slash, and then the amount of followers I wanted. So I have like 6 out of, right now I don't actually have just 6 followers though. But you will see this is just a little bit of text, and I have like in my frame it says follower count and stuff like that. Which means that I don't have that ugly bar, and it just looks better, I think, for me. I mean, you can have a giant bar if you want, but there are a ton of more things here. If you guys want any of these things explained more than I just did, because the most of them really speak for themselves if you just understand the basic concepts, just leave a comment in this video, and I will make a next video if you guys have some kind of trouble with widgets. You can also insert text, just a normal text, like this text here, so you could like do it like this and then follower goal. Then you would have like basically follower goal and then the number. You can have just an image or a video, but you can do these 3 things in OBS itself as well if you want. We're gonna leave this page. So the next tab is chat stats, but I don't really do anything. Okay, then we have active feed, where the same as your dashboard, you see what just happened basically on your channel. If you had followers, if you had hosts and stuff like that. Media request is actually just song requests. You can add lots of media in here using YouTube URL, and it will be a player, so you can just set it on. You can have viewers requests on, and you can have a moderation on your queue, so people can't add weird songs. Then we go to profile page. This is pretty important to set up. You have your name here. The default language. I recommend English, obviously. If you stream in Dutch, I recommend Dutch. If you stream in Spanish, I recommend Spanish. Just the language you stream in. Make sure you add all these things. Everything you have, add in here. YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and your own site, but you probably don't have an own site yet. And make sure you have an image here just to make it cool looking. Because we can open our profile and then we see how it looks. Let me mute it before it's gonna play. Oh, it's not gonna play anything. I'm hosting right now. So you see, this is gonna be the image. I kinda need to change this because this is not looking good. You can see all the settings I have here, my loyalty settings. I'm gonna like explain that in a second. You can see the stream here and the chat room. Also, you see that I'm actually doing a giveaway right now here, and people can enter. Next one is social media. You can only set up Twitter right now because the other ones aren't really there yet. But you can connect your Twitter and make sure that the bot's gonna automatically tweet for you. I wouldn't recommend that because tweeting yourself is way more personal, and you can change your tweet every time you tweet it instead of having just your bot saying you're live. Then we go to tipping settings, guys. Well, this is how my tipping page looks right now. Then we have tipping page settings. You can set up your PayPal here, and then you will get a tipping link. There are more settings here. Which currency you want to use, it's important to choose if you want to use your own currency or dollars. The amount that they minimum have to donate, you can't do lower than €1 or $1. So I recommend setting it on 1. You're probably not that big, and you can use every euro or dollar, right? Then you have some presets here you can add. You basically recommended those numbers to be donated. You can have cool numbers. You can have whatever number you want, basically. But they can also choose just to do a custom number, but these are just recommended numbers. The design of your page, how you want it to look like, show leaderboard or not. What the name is, what the message is if they tip you. This is the site. It's basically streamelements.com/your-name/tip. And then you can have moderation on, profanity filter and stuff like that. But and you can have TTS, text to speak, which can be cool or can be annoying depending on how many tips you get and you get trolls or not. Then you have revenue history, but I don't want to click on that because I don't want you guys to see who gifted me what amount of euros just for that privacy. But you can see your recent tips there. Then we have loyalty settings. What that means is you can have your currency name here, amount of points they get every 10 minutes. Oh shit, I turned it off. The amount of extra points your subscriber get. Point bonus for follow, tip bonus for every euro tipped, I believe. Cheer bonus for every 100 100 bits cheered, and subscriber bonus, and host bonus. So you can set up this. You can make it much larger than I have done, but I just like to have it small just because it's shredders. And it wouldn't make a lot of sense if somebody had like 1 million spreaders, you know? Like I said, you see all those things back on this on your profile on StreamElements. Then you have your leaderboard where you can see all the points people have in your channel. Here's the store, which means that you can have things in here. Like, suggest a reward, which I actually thought wasn't worth any sweaters. But people can just suggest something here. A shout out for 100 sweaters. I've got like Make It Rain, which is I give everybody in chat one sweater if somebody buys it for 5. This is just a bigger version of it. And you can be really creative with this kind of things. You can just like get a reward for people who buy something in your store, and then you can make this something like a wink. Or maybe you have some games that you can give away that you don't want. You can get the games in here as well. So how do I make a store item? Create a new item. You have to choose what it is. Most of the time you want stream perk, which is actually something you have to do yourself. It can also be a sound effect, so they can buy a sound effect that you will hear on stream. Or an access code list, which is a list of game key codes or access to your game server, something like that. Item name, description of the item name, how much it costs, user cooldown in seconds, global cooldown in seconds, and the quality. If it's on -1, you have infinitive on it. If it's higher than -1, you have a limited amount. You can set an image. I recommend setting an image, even though it's just the one from Google. The volume of the sound effect, and you can upload a sound that will trigger with it. If you untick this, you will not see it on stream. If you tick this, you will see it on stream. But you have to have that widget with the store redemption on, because if you don't have that on, you obviously will not see it. Redeemable via chat, which means that they can do it with just a command in your chat. And you can make it subscriber only. Do the need to fill in an address or an email or something like that, you can add it here. Most of the time you don't want to, but if you want to send a postcard or something like that, they need to, obviously. Then you have contest. You can make a sort of bet out of if you're gonna win the next game or not. The title of it, options they can choose, maybe even which color do I like the most, and then you can like let them choose which color you like the most, and you just say, well, it was red, and then everybody who betted on red wins an X amount of sweaters. The duration, this is how many minutes viewers can actually bet. Minimum bet, how many points they have to set into, and how maximum points, how many maximum points they can set into. And this is just, bot will say you entered if you tick this, and the bot will not say anything if you didn't tick this. You can have a short description here as well. Previous contests are here, you can even copy them to be in there again. Then you have giveaways. You see my giveaway here. You can actually see who is buying tickets to win. I've got a list of games where people can choose from if they win a giveaway. And right now 10 people want to win a game from that list. And they purchase 144 tickets for it. The more tickets they have, the more chance they have to win. If you don't get how the giveaways work, how you have to set them up, leave a comment, please. I'm gonna make a new video if there are a lot of guys having trouble with it, but I can't really explain it right now because the giveaway is running and I have to close it to actually show it to you guys, and I don't wanna close it because, well, people can win a game. Okay, giveaways, and then we have modules, which are pretty cool. Those are little games mostly. Roulette is a gambling game. Raffle is a gambling game. Emo Pyramid, well, you see it in the picture here. The bot will like it if people do it. And then you have Bingo, Duo, 8-Ball. Duo's also gambling, but then against another player. 8-Ball is just asking a question on the 8-Ball, and you will just say something back. Slot Machine, gambling. Twitter, it will display your tweets. Emo combos will be praised by spamming emotes, basically. And then you have chat alerts, which is notify me when things happen, like a host and stuff like that. You might want this on. So all of these things you can adjust by clicking on settings. The chance to win, the minimum amount to gamble away. You can also edit the message that they see if they win. Make sure you keep those things, because those are pieces of the code you don't want to delete in the message, because otherwise the message would not be displaying the right things. User cooldown to gamble, and global cooldown, which you also want to be less than the user cooldown. Yeah, you can basically do that with every of those things. So don't forget to click on settings and just see what they can do. For 8-Ball, you can actually have a lot of answers, add responses they can give. You can get rid of some of these if you don't like them. User management is basically all your mods and all your regulars. You can add them in here. Be careful when making somebody a super mod, because they can do a lot in your stream. Then you have chat commands, which are really important, guys. If you don't have chat commands, you really need them. The most important ones basically are in the default commands here. You can enable them right here. Exclamation mark follow H is a really important one. Probably want to have gift points and stuff like that. If you have that on, if you have a loyalty settings running. Also, exclamation mark uptime is an important one right here. But you can also add your YouTube or your Twitter or your Instagram. If people do like exclamation mark Instagram, exclamation mark YouTube, exclamation mark Twitter, you know, you kind of want that. I have a lot of commands, but you kind of have to figure out what you need. Most things you need are in the file commands, and you can just tick them. If you want something that needs code in variables here, you see codes and what they will give as response. So like $user will actually display the name that used the command. Spam filter is basically bot. You want link protection on. That's what I'm saying. Link protection on. Make sure you click on settings, and you will see timeout duration for people that break this link anti-link rule. You can exclude subscribers or mods or something if you want. Then you have a whitelist. Make sure you add all your social media and stuff like that in here, because you don't want anybody to get timed out for spamming your shit, you know. Also, you probably want that clips be able to post as well. And things as diva, because diva is a character in Overwatch with a .net, because there's a .net, it thinks it's inside. Blacklist. You don't want to have some things in there as well, you know? Then you have timers. Timers are actually things you set up for your bot to say. So right now, one of my timers is we have a Discord server. Feel free to join. I mean that, so if you're watching this, feel free to join. The link's underneath here as well. You don't actually have to like type this over. What it does, it's gonna post it every 16 minutes if there are 15 lines set right now. So then the bot's just gonna say this, which is cool. So if you have a Discord server or you have a giveaway running, you can give information every X amount of time. You can adjust the amount of time they say it in. You can also say that they can't say it if you're offline, or if you're online that it doesn't say it. Like, well, sorry, we're not streaming right now. Something like that you can do if we for the offline one. In the chat lines that needs to be set. If you were like a smaller streamer, you might want it like just on 5 instead of 15, because then there might be not a lot of people talking in your chat. That's it for StreamElements. We're gonna explain how StreamElements ground control in OBS.live, which is an overlay for OBS from StreamElements, works in another video. I hope to see you guys back next time. Bye!